Well, how do you feel about the technology that's required in the roadmap?
Well, we believe that accomplishing the objectives under the 2050 roadmap will have two big components. One component is a continued investment into renewables, because clearly renewables are a big element and a major factor in accomplishing these objectives. And the second element is invest and perhaps accelerated investment into supply-side energy efficiency. Because while, of course, we are deploying more and more renewables, and that's very sensible, we have to look at the existing assets being in place. And of course, these existing assets, they still offer lots of opportunity to upgrade power plant efficiencies as a result of this, reducing emissions, but also making them more competitive. So with these two big pillars, I think we are really on our way towards accomplishing the very aggressive 2050 targets. From our perspective, we will, however, see that even on our way towards 2050, we will have natural gas as a very important part of our fuel mix across all of Europe. And I think to some extent we might be interested in looking into North America and the US market. We have this amazing development there that as a result of low-cost natural gas made available to the unconventional gas revolution in North America, emissions in North America are actually dropping emissions from the power industry, as highlighted by the most recent report of the International Energy Agency, while also, at least in certain areas in the US, energy prices are dropping, and that, of course, is a big stimulus for the manufacturing industry in the country and improves, in a very general sense, the competitiveness of the economy. So there's great learnings out there, but as I said, I mean, two big pillars from our perspective: massive, strong investment into renewables, and also investment into improving the supply-side energy efficiency. Mr. Lowe?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned gas, because as we also looked at in the roadmap, we can't see gas disappearing in any significant way from the energy mix in Europe.
Your assumption in the roadmap on gas is, I think it's a transitional. Is that
at the moment it's transitional, because
which means
basically up to 2030, 2035, we're going to see a significant increase in the use of gas, and it's understandable that the US has reduced its emissions if it's displacing coal by gas. Mm-hmm. The question mark is, what's the future after 2035 for Europe, and what will be the US's attitude to the latest science and the latest implications for global warming? It's obvious that gas at the moment, in terms of electricity generation, is the only source of generation which looks as if it's competitive without subsidy now, and offers obviously a very good complement in terms of to a high level of renewables in the system, mm-hmm. because it can be switched on and off very quickly. I agree fully with what my colleague says here on efficiency of existing generation equipment. I mean, GE, Emerson, a whole load of companies. I wish there were more European companies, Siemens obviously too. There's huge potential there still for improvements in energy efficiency in the energy industry, and I haven't mentioned energy efficiency outside the industry, whether it's in transport or in
because that's
buildings.
part of the roadmap also.
That's part of the roadmap, and the technological challenge there is to say again, is it really pure innovation, or is it the creative application of technologies in systems which make sense for building renovation, for combining grids and networks in a way which optimizes the system and measures and controls energy consumption in a way which is good for consumers, but also profitable for producers.